Hello YouTube, this is Burninator881 again with another Halo Mega Bloks video. This time I'm doing an overview of all of the Covenant forces, which fortunately is a lot easier than it is for the UNSC forces, because there's just so many fewer varieties of Covenant forces. So first I'll start with, the little guys, the grunts. Now, the purple grunts come in the Covenant combat unit, and I think one more set. I can't remember exactly, but I've only got a couple of those. Definitely the less common grunts, but I actually like it better. I think the purple looks pretty good on grunts. Let's see if I can show you that with a little bit different lighting. Yeah, okay. Then you notice, okay, here's a orange or bronze or brown colored grunt. These are a lot more common. These came in a whole lot of sets. Oh, and one other thing, the grunts usually don't come with the weapons, which sucks, so got to switch all your things around to get them plasma pistols. The grunts have the least articulation. Their legs are only one stud apart, and the legs move as a unit. Their arms are kind of hard to move. They don't flex at the elbow or anything. They only move at the shoulder, and the head twists just a little bit. But yeah, so the orange grunts are pretty common. Purple grunts, not as common. And those are the only two colors of grunts so far. Oh, one other thing. A couple of other things. First off, their hands aren't as... like this whole arm is molded out as sort of rubbery. You can sort of see right there how I can squeeze that hand. It's molded out of a different plastic than most of the other figures, so it's not as hard, so sometimes their hands can lose the grip pretty easily and the weapons just fall right out. So it's a bit of a pain, but fortunately they're just grunts. Just sort of line them all up in rows to be cannon fodder. Yeah, so that's the grunts. And then moving up the food chain, so to speak, we have the jackals. The jackals have a really nice head sculpt, really detailed, lots of paint. There's only one official color of jackal, and that's this sort of bluish armor with the, sort of yellow colored or flesh colored, I guess, body. The red highlights on the arms and on the head. This one has a red shield, and that came with the Red Hornet set. This one has a purple shield, and that comes with the ODST Hawk set. So there's a comparison of the red versus the purple. And then this one came with the blue shield, which is the most common, and I believe this one came with the short sword. So you can see there the three different colors of shields that have been released with the jackals so far. Okay, now moving on to the brutes. This brute is the latest one released. It only comes with the brute prowler set so far. He's the nice dark blue, pretty much the same blue that you'd find on elites, or as the armor on the jackals. So on all these brutes, though, you have a really nice paint job. You got the brown bandolier across the front with a couple of blue dots on it. I guess maybe those are plasma grenades. You've got a nice shading of brown fur underneath the colored armor, whatever color it happens to be. And it actually even sort of fades to gray. I don't know if you can see it right there. There's it's brown up at the top, then gray fur, and then the rest of the armor. So it almost looks like some sort of a, I don't know, silverback gorilla or something like that. Some sort of gorilla has shaded coloring like that. This is the most common brute, the purple, and he comes with a lot of sets, as well as in the Series 2 figure packs. You can maybe see a little easier on him because his armor doesn't blend in as much. You got the brown fur up at the top of the leg, and then it just changes to darker gray fur. And then that's easy to tell where the armor starts versus the dark gray fur. And even underneath the arm, all that stuff. But yeah, overall the same paint job. really nice paint job with these guys. So that's the purple brute. Now moving on, we have the red brute, which only comes in the Target weapons packs, the red weapons packs that you can get at Target. Same paint job overall. You can see the real clear delineation between the brown fur and the gray fur. I don't really like these guys very much. I think the red is too colorful. Like, it's definitely more colorful than the red Spartans, and a little too slick looking. I don't know, it just looks kind of funny. Like, I really like the purple on the purple brutes, and it's really sort of shiny and metallic. It really looks like armor from Halo. I don't know if you can really see that glint there from it, but it's almost like it's got little glittery in it or something. And the blue doesn't do the same thing. The blue is kind of a matte color, but it still looks really good. But this is just a glossy red. It's not shimmery metallic. It's I mean, yeah, just looks like spray paint or something. I think it's a little over the top for a Covenant. Okay, so now moving on to the elites. Here we have, and I have them all on this stand that came with the Covenant, what do we call it? Covenant Combat Unit. So first off, we have the elite. Well, I'll start with the most common, which would be the blue and the purple. Okay, here's the blue elite. He comes with a lot of these. One thing to notice about the elites and several other of the Covenant, such as the jackals and the grunts, there's no hole in the back for weapons like the Spartans have. The brutes do have it, but the elites do not. And actually, I guess the brutes are the only Covenant forces that do have it. So here's the plain blue. He's a pretty common one. He comes in a lot of sets. You can see the red paint job on the eye. You can see overall his coloring is gray or blue, and most of that is actually just molded in. It's not even paint. It's just the plastic itself is blue or gray. So yeah, overall pretty good looking. I mean, he's really matte. He's not shiny at all, but he looks a lot like what you'd want, like an elite from the game. And the purple is the second most common, or I guess equally as common with the blue. Also comes in several sets. The Covenant Combat Unit came in the Series 1 figure packs. Same deal with him. He's molded in mostly purple, but also with gray. So like that waist piece right there is molded in gray, but then the rest, a lot of the pieces are molded in purple. Same red eye. So yeah, I've got him holding a carbine, and the other guy was holding an energy sword. So now moving on, let's see, this guy is a green elite. He was one of the kind of rare ones in the Series 1 figure packs. And same deal with him, he's just like the only real paint is in the eye. The rest of it's sort of molded, although I guess that headpiece was molded gray probably and then painted green. Same with the blue and the purple, but you know, very looks pretty good. Just basic green. It's kind of a different green, I'd say, than the Spartans, but maybe that's just due to the wash. Yeah, so glad to have a couple of these guys. Now we've got the Elite Flight, the Copper Elite Flight, which comes in the Series 2 figure packs, and also in the what is it? Oh, the ODST Invasion. He's the vampire pilot. So he's bronze in color, and this color has definitely kind of grown on me. It pretty much matches with like the grunt. That's that color. He's got some paint apps. You can see there on his chest some blue. His eyes are blue, and he's got some gray detailing on his face. It kind of looks like a pig or like the Rocketeer. But yeah, let's see. Nothing special on the back, but yeah, he's a good figure. Then the latest released Elite is this guy. He's from the new Banshee set, and he's Crimson Elite Flight, you can see he's got a little more detail on his chest. He's got painted that same light blue. He's got it on his head, or it's almost a purple or lavender, and on the shoulder pieces. The eye has the same turquoise and the same some gray detailing elsewhere on the face, and just elsewhere in general, really. And even, I mean, like if you look at the difference between these two, like you can see on the copper one, the whole waist piece is gray and hasn't been painted, but on the crimson one, you can see it was probably molded in that purple, but it's got some gray detailing there in the front. Overall, a lot more paint on the crimson one than on the copper Elite Flight. Okay, now moving on. This is the Elite Ultra. He comes with the Wraith. He's sort of the driver for the Wraith. He's got a lot of paint on him. You can see he's got sort of 3 colors, or more than that even. He's got sort of silver on the arms, this greenish on the legs, little dots in various places, and on the eyes, his eyes are also a different color than the other Elites. He's got black in a lot of places. They're at the knees and at the hips and on the waist and then on the neck. So he's got a lot going on. Obviously the nicest figure. Oh, and a little bit of purple there on the chest. So he's got a whole lot of paint. Definitely the coolest looking of the Elites. And that wraps it up for my Covenant figures. Obviously I've got a lot of each, but that's showing you one of every one that I've... Oh, no, Hunter. And I'm about to run out of time on my memory card. The Hunter comes in the Wolverine set. He's very cool. He's definitely quite a bit bigger than any of the other figures. He's got the same articulation overall. His bottom of his feet are 3 big instead of just 1. He's got these removable shield pieces on this arm, and the plasma gun on that arm, and then these things are rubbery, these spikes on his back. So yeah, I gotta run. Thanks for watching. See you later.